All right, hey now, it's the Rob from 106.1 KISS FM here with my tag team partner in podcasting.
Hey guys, it's me, Steve, web contributor to 1061 evansville.com.
And Steve, I have a strange request to get things started today if we could.
Okay.
Could we get a live rendition of the opening to the video? Because I don't believe before we get this post online that I'll be able to edit the intro in as usual. So, would you be able to give us a live rendition of the opening? Is that something I can put you on the spot with?
I can try.
All right, go for it, please.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Town Square Media and 1061 KISS FM proudly bring to you your podcast champions of the world. He's the R to the O to the B. I'm STEVE. We are your hosts with the most, bringing you everything wrestling related from post to post.
Awesome job.
Thank you.
Yeah, I won't be able to get to the computer to edit the video on, so I appreciate that. And I'm sorry to put you on the spot like that, but that was worth it. My goodness.
All right.
Thank you very much. Lots to talk about. I was worried this week on the Thursday episode we wouldn't have much to talk about, but I feel like a lot has happened.
Yep.
I want to start with something I'm very excited about. There's been one name that, in my opinion, has been the most talented guy out there that has never really actively wrestled for the WWE. And I've said this on this podcast before. My one guy on my wish list, like besides someone like Kurt Angle, who's already wrestled for the company, has been AJ Styles.
Yes.
And my understanding is that after all this time, finally, and I'm hoping it's not like too late in the guy's career to do this, but AJ Styles, my understanding is as of today, has officially signed a WWE contract. Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah, within the last 24 hours, him and Shinsuke Nakamura and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, 3 members of the Bullet Squad, or Bullet Club.
The Bullet Club, right, yes. There'll be a lot of people who watch this podcast who will be, if you get those names wrong, that will screw that up. Was it Luke Gallows?
Yeah, it's Luke Doc Gallows.
Okay.
Yeah, he was formerly Festus and also Fake Kane.
I'm not going to lie and pretend like I know who all those people are because I don't.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm very excited about AJ Styles.
Yes.
And I know that I'm very excited about the Bullet Club coming over. And I think that this has a whole lot of potential for greatness.
Yes.
So I want to talk about the possibility of that. But it also has the possibility to be totally floundered.
Yep.
And I feel like we should talk about some of those possibilities. Like, for example, AJ Styles, I feel like, has unlimited talent and potential, but could find his way lost in the shuffle without the proper handling. Do you think that will happen for him, Steve?
It's very possible, knowing WWE writing history, but he is so talented, I think he will be one of the few that rise above.
I hope so, but I feel like with his track record, and by his track record I mean he's a great worker, he was a big star in another promotion, and he's a small guy, and he's getting a little up there in age. I feel like this could be a recipe for mid-card talent. I hope not. I do feel he's a big-name talent with big potential that I hope does not get squandered. Same with the rest of the guys coming in, but AJ specifically, I adore you, and I hope that things go well for you.
Yes.
Okay, do you want to mention John Cena's injury here at the top of the show?
Yeah, last night John Cena tweeted that he was on his way to Birmingham to have shoulder surgery, which was supposed to take place this morning. So as we are recording, and prior to you watching this episode, he is undergoing shoulder surgery. Details yet to come. Yeah,
we will keep you posted on that story too. I considered him somebody at the top of my list to win the Rumble, if not Roman Reigns. So that could change things. I don't know what happened or if it's going to be a lot of time off. Do you know anything about this?
Again, I mean, there are no details other than he's undergoing surgery. I don't know when surgery is not severe, but I don't know the severity of it.
Yeah. Well, there's sometimes where they can be out for a few weeks, and there's sometimes where they're out for a few months or longer. Yeah. So, okay. And then we have a few other things that we want to talk about. Steve came up with a good idea for some ideas today. We're going to give some 2016 predictions for Superstars. So we're going to go superstar by superstar and give some predictions throughout the year. You come up with some names, and then we will elaborate on those. So let's go ahead and do this, Steve.
Okay. I'm going to jump right out there with this one. What do you think about AJ Styles?
AJ Styles, I kind of gave my prediction for. I think he's going to come in with a lot of interest. He'll come in blazing hot. I'm so worried, and if I had to make an official prediction, I do think he will struggle to get to the main event.
Okay.
I think that he will peak at the mid-card,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I think I'm going to predict that by the end of 2016 that he will be in the title picture. I don't think he'll have the title, but I think somehow he'll be involved.
Okay, interesting. So you think he'll be a main eventer?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I hope
at least for a short time. You said his age, but he can still go. Just 2 months ago, he had an awesome match over in Japan. I mean, so he can still go.
Oh, yeah, he's having awesome matches all the time.
Yeah.
My question is, does WWE care? I hope that they do.
I hope they do too.
Cesaro has great matches night after night. They don't seem to care.
All right.
So who's next?
Seth Rollins. When do you think he'll be back, and where do you think he'll be at by the end of the year?
Seth Rollins, I predict, will probably be back around the summertime. And I do think he will come back as big as when he left.
Okay.
I think there's no way around that. What do you think?
I think he'll be back around SummerSlam time. I think he comes back fast. I think the way that they handle injuries now, that he may get saddled with like a mid-card feud coming back in. I know he'll want to get back in that title picture, but I'm seeing him probably high mid-card status by the end of 2016.
No, I think he's going to come right back in the title picture, personally. There's already a built-in feud there. He lost with the title. I think that he's going to resume that title run at some point this year.
Okay. You mentioned him a minute ago about Cesaro.
Cesaro's going to have more of the same, I fear.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I don't think. I don't. For some reason, I just it's not. I was going to say the crowd doesn't latch onto him, but the crowd does. It's the writers that don't latch onto him. So I would love to see him have a banner year. I don't think it will happen. You?
I agree. I have such high hopes for him. I hope that finally the WWE catches on. I don't necessarily see it. Maybe a major injury has to happen for them to see him. You know, an injury to another superstar for him to get his spot.
Well, what, like Rollins and Cena? I mean, like who? Like we've got Orton's out. Like I mean, how many injuries do we need for them to notice Cesaro?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I have high hopes, but I agree with you. I think it's more the same for Cesaro in 16. What do you think about Finn Balor?
Finn Balor.
Technically not a WWE superstar right now, but there's been talks of moving him up fast.
I think he will come up, but I don't. I see him. It's hard to say for someone who's not even on the main roster yet what kind of year they'll have on the main roster. I think he'll get called up. I think he'll have some success and have a typical NXT career in WWE. He won't be in the title picture, but he will come up guns blazing.
All right.
You know?
I agree. I think it depends on where they put him. If they're going to stick him in the Bullet Club with AJ Styles, I think that could be a group to, mess with. But again, it comes down to writing. But I do think that he'll be in there, probably in a Kevin Owens level by the end of the year.
I think that's possible.
Yeah.
So okay.
I've got one inanimate object, the Divas title. Where do you think it'll be at the end of 2016? Do you think it'll be revamped? Do you think it'll be changed to the women's title? Do you think it'll be the same?
I don't see many changes coming to the Divas title. Do you?
Well, I know a lot of the Divas are petitioning to get the women's title back, so I didn't know if you saw that change, with the Revolution last year.
I guess I didn't really take notice of that. I will say I don't like the word Divas title.
Yeah,
like I would prefer it be called the Women's Championship. Yes. I would be supportive of that, but I don't see it happening.
Okay.
That's a WWE branding. That's like one of their copyrights or whatever, and not that they have the word diva copyright, I don't know if they do or not, but they like to put their gloss over everything.
Yes.
And the WWE gloss to the word women's is divas.
Yes, it is.
So I say no change there.
Okay. I got three more for you. World Champion Roman Reigns, where is he at the end of 2016?
Roman Reigns is still in a good spot. Roman Reigns will have a good year, I think.
You think he'll be champion at the end of the year?
It's quite possible. He'll be involved, at that level. I don't know who will actually hold the belt at the time, but it could very reasonably be Roman Reigns, I feel like.
Okay, I agree. I actually think that he'll finish the year with the title in hand.
It wouldn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. Undertaker.
Undertaker will be somewhat involved by his standards for his 25th anniversary year. This could be the year he retires at WrestleMania. But I see his involvement being no more than last year, tops.
Yeah.
You?
I see him wrestling his last match at WrestleMania and retiring the following night at the Raw in Texas.
Okay. That's a very logical thought.
And I just happened to look that up to see if Raw was in fact in Texas.
I'm sure it will be.
That's how I predict Undertaker will finish his year and career.
Okay.
And last but definitely not least, Mr. Brock Lesnar.
Brock will be Brock. There's no reason to think anything otherwise. Brock will be. He will make his sporadic impacts. When he's there, he's very visible. He's very impactful. And then he goes away for a long period of time. He could have the title. He could not. It really doesn't matter with Brock. Yeah, I don't see a whole lot of changes in his situation, too. I had one name that I want to throw at you. When we're done. What's your Brock thought, though?
I see him heavily up until WrestleMania, then he disappears until SummerSlam, and then he disappears for the rest of the year.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expect from Brock. About those 5 big matches every year, and then we see him away.
All right.
You didn't mention Dean Ambrose. I'm curious what kind of 2016 you think Ambrose will have.
Dean Ambrose is Cesaro, only a level higher. He's so hot with the crowd. I think if they maintain him, he only gets hotter. If the WWE picks up on it, he will definitely be in the title picture. I don't see him winning the title this year. They have too many other prospects, especially with Rollins coming back and new people coming in.
So, do you think he has the possibility of winning in a later year?
I do. I think he has the possibility of winning it Monday night if WWE would get wise to it. I mean, he could be a potential Royal Rumble winner.
Like, he's a guy that I feel like if it didn't happen last year, it's probably unlikely for it to happen.
Yeah.
If it doesn't happen this year, I don't think it will happen in 17 if it doesn't happen in 16. I see him being really the face of the Intercontinental Championship this year, not really the World Championship.
Yeah.
I think he's found a spot. I think a comparison to Cesaro is actually a poor one, in my opinion. I don't think Dean has those great matches anymore. I feel like he's getting a little lazy in the ring personally, but his character is still very over, and his persona has always been where his money lies.
Yeah.
It's not in his match quality per se. It's in that character that he's perfected. So I think he will have a great year in the mid card, but will not really be a world champion level contender, in my opinion.
Okay.
So there you go. Who did we get right? Who did we get wrong? We can watch this video this time next year and see who actually was right and wrong about stuff. But lots of big news to cover, and I think we hit the big stuff this time, Steve. So for this week and for this episode, we're going to sign off. For myself, the Rob, and for my tag team partner, Steve.
Holla! If you hear me!